My name is Tyler.
I'm Matt a Tat Tat.
And this is Reality Films. And today we are here to do another review. I am super hyped today because I just ate a Mr. Goodbar. And
it was scrumptious.
And frozen solid.
Inside jokes that you guys don't understand.
So, today, for the second part of the series overview,
we have a different camera recording.
We have a different camera. My much less bright camera.
And broken one.
Yeah, completely broken. So,
we're doing reviewing the Assassin's Creed games.
Assassin's Creed. Let's start off. What's the one that started it all?
Assassin's Corrado.
Assassin's Creed. So, first of all, Altair is incredible.
One of the best assassins. Actually, second.
He's probably the second best assassin. He's a flawless character. The personality, the voice behind him is incredible. Like, they did a perfect job.
I know, he doesn't even have to talk that much half the time, and then
he just has his charisma, which is something a lot of the assassins lack. Connor. But yeah, we'll get to that later.
My only real problem with this game is that the parkour is really, really like glitchy and not good. Like, it's really not that fun.
The parkour is one of the biggest flaws, and it is glitchy, and understandable. I mean, it is the first game, and it was made quite a while ago, and you can buy it for $8. So, I mean, I'd say this is good. It just needs improvement. The story is the best part, and the gameplay is good. It's just not quite what you
But, like, if this was the only game in the series, we probably wouldn't ever have thought of it.
If it wasn't for Assassin's Creed 2, if they just made a second version of this, wouldn't have happened. The Ezio trilogy saved the whole franchise. What?
Speaking of which... Oh, wait. We need to rate this one real quick.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7
Easy
out of 10. Also.
It just did like a huge frame rate drop. Okay, oh well.
7 out of 10 and then Frozen.
The Ezio
We're just going to point at which one. So, Assassin's Creed 2.
So he's got all 3 discs in here. We're just going to do each one by one. Assassin's Creed 1.
Assassin's Creed 2.
I realized that immediately after I said it. That's why I just stared at you. Me?
I done good. So Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed
Honestly,
2.
My #1 favorite game of all time.
This game is perfect, and here's why.
In my opinion.
It's an inside joke. It's perfect. Ezio, in my opinion, was perfectly evolved in this game. This game, it didn't fully, like, take him up to his abilities. Like, it didn't fully evolve his abilities, but it started it. And I really enjoyed that. I also just think this is the best version of Ezio, the best, like, character, I guess.
Also, I think he's also my favorite video game character ever. I love Roger Craig Smith, who also voices Thomas on a regular show. I have to point that out. He did an amazing job, and there's no one who I would want to voice. But if they did a movie of Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio and it didn't have that same voice, it probably wouldn't.
I was about to say, if they did a movie with Assassin's Creed, I'd be like,
and then did do a movie, and it was terrible.
And it sucked. So
yes, I give this one a 10 out of 10, no doubt in my mind.
I give this one a 10 out of 10. It's probably the only 10 out of 10 I'll give to any of these games. Well, we'll see.
And then Brotherhood.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. A little bit of a downgrade, but it's still good. It's still good.
This is actually the only game, though, that has ever, like, it crashed my Xbox so bad. That's the only game that's ever done that for someone, because it would glitch a lot. Not bad like Unity, but still kind of bad. But that's my only real
Brotherhood had a great story. It had a great idea. It was really good. The only problem was...
it definitely feels like a part 2, too,
it does.
also. So
it does.
That's what it does.
Is. It really... In my opinion, this continued the Desmond story...
really good.
Really well. And I feel like that's one that 2 lacked. It didn't continue the Desmond story very well. This one, it did. But it still is a little bit of a downgrade. And because the reason for that is that it's all about Ezio, not Desmond, even though Desmond's the main reason why you're seeing
So it's almost as good as 2, but I'd probably give this one a 9 out of 10 to 10.
I'd give this one an 8.5. It's good, just needs a lot of improvement. So I hope that they do. I'd love to see them do another Ezio game, but that's not going to happen because he died in this game. So Assassin's Creed Revelations,
the worst out of the 3. Not a bad game.
And the conclusion to the trilogy that
was
started.
The easiest boss I have ever played in my life.
Yeah.
It's because you press the X like a couple times.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. They're going to end it at Brotherhood from what I've heard. And then they wanted, because it was so popular, the first 2, they wanted to make another one. That's when Revelations came in. So they had to start a story arc where, oh, you know, Desmond's going to go all crazy unless, you know, he finishes off the Ezio story. And even though we still use Desmond after this game, this was supposed to be like the end of the Desmond story, I guess, which didn't happen. So that's kind of what this one was built around, from what I've heard. But in general, this game wasn't. It was good. It just wasn't as good as the first two, and definitely not as good as the second one.
And even though I like, I don't want games like to be too hard where it's not even fun. I don't think Revelations was like hard in the least bit. There was not. I didn't think any part of it was a challenge. Like I finished this in like way shorter than I usually would.
But hold on, let's not completely trash talk this game. You can play as Ezio and Altair. You can't beat that combination. Those are two of the best assassins put in one game. I'm about to have
my two favorite video game characters ever.
That's just insane. I love it, and it gives me.
I felt the Altair missions were more fun than the Ezio ones.
They were. It's kind of like with the other game. You know, there's two characters with the newest one. We'll go into that one later, but you know, one of them had a better story than the other. Anywho, Revelations is good. I'd only give it about a 6.5 out of 10 now.
Yeah, and that's mostly because the gameplay is good, but the story's just kind of it's good, but not like the ending I wanted.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Really good game, really bad protagonist.
Bad character. Connor was boring. Connor had no personality. They tried to give him something. The trailer, it showed like a really cool version.
That was the coolest trailer I think of the whole series. Actually, Unity was cool, but we'll talk about Unity.
I'm Going Home trailer. Yeah, that was great.
I'm going home.
This movie, this game, it kind of feels like a movie. I'm not gonna lie. This, in my opinion, this one actually. I'm not just saying this because I made that mistake. This actually does have the most cutscenes, I think, out of all of them. I'm not sure though. You can correct me on that.
Yeah.
This was very story driven. Like, out of all of them, this one was the most story-driven.
Yes. What's his name? Achilles? For some reason, I freaking loved him. He's good in, Rogue also, but I just freaking loved him as that old man mentor who's kind of ornery, but straight to the point.
Epic gameplay, epic story, boring character. So for that, I have to give it a 7.5.
Which is sad, too, because I think Connor has the coolest suit. But he's the most boring character.
7.5 for me.
Yeah, and then I probably would have given it almost close to a 10 out of 10 if it weren't for Connor.
So you give it a 7.5?
Yeah, 7 to 7.5.
Okay. And we finish off the Desmond story with Black Flag.
Okay, I'm just going to say that I have two complaints with this. For one, even though I did like the pirate stuff, this did not feel like an Assassin's Creed game to me.
This continues the Desmond story, right? Or am I
Desmond
finished in 3.
Yeah.
Desmond, we're not going to tell you how, but it did.
This is when all the other parts just get pointless.
I meant that, yeah. This one is where it just kind of gets pointless.
So yes, even though I love the idea with pirates and stuff, it feels like almost like a spin-off more than an Assassin's Creed game. Because there's Assassin's Creed stuff in there, but it feels like we're playing Pirates of the Caribbean.
It was good. This game is good. It's just, it's not Assassin's Creed that you're used
to. The boat missions are the most annoying of the entire thing. Like that was.
Well, it's called Black Flag.
Yeah, I know.
But it's good.
It's
good. It's just not.
Although Edward, I think he's the best after what's his name, Altair. I really liked Edward a lot, and I think the story is actually the soundtrack and everything about this game is fine. I just didn't really like the boat missions, which was.
I'd give this game a pretty similar 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. I really didn't.
I'll give it a 7, just because. Well, actually, yeah, let's give it a 7.
6.5. I love it, and I know I'm gonna get some huge backlash because I know this is one of the most favorited games.
This actually might be everyone's favorite.
It's just it's 2 is generally everyone's favorite, but I know it's good. It's just me. It's just my opinion. So it's good. It's just not. It's not the thing I'm used to. It's not the game I'm used to, I guess you could say. So Rogue. Much better, actually. So underrated. It is insane.
I don't know. Are you gonna play the villain this time?
It's so fun. Like, I don't get why everyone hates this game.
You get to play as a Templar instead. You're doing bad things. It's like GTA 5, but not really. But for
this game is insanely good. If you have not, this is basically their way, because Unity was coming out for the Xbox One only. So they were like, oh, we need one more for the 360. Hence, Rogue was very, I know, half-assedly created. I know that it was really created at the last second. I still like it.
Yeah, I haven't beat this one or the first one yet. But
I've beaten all of them. But yeah, I like this game. I enjoyed it. I felt like the fighting mechanics were a little off just because you can tell that they were truly focusing on the next generation. But I still like this game, and I'm glad to add it to my collection any day. So
yes, this is actually one of. I think gameplay-wise, this is one of the better ones. Like
really?
Yeah, wouldn't you think so? Like it's more.
Sometimes the fighting feels off.
Because it kind of feels like to me like a mixture of like Black Flag and like 3
Yeah.
and stuff put together.
But I liked it. It's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
I'm not sure, either 8 or 9 out of 10.
I love it.
I'm not. Like, I'm
Now
not
we're
done with
getting
it,
to the
so-
bottom of the barrel.
Dun dun dun.
Assassin's Creed Unity. What happened?
Can we skip this one?
What happened? Like, it came off of the Ezio trilogy, the third one, Black Flag, and then
This
you
game.
got Unity.
It's not. I don't think this game's kind of good. Okay, first of all, he's not as bad as Connor, but Arno is very, very bland. I think.
Honor was
too.
cool. I loved his suit and I loved his
Yeah, I like
idea,
this dude actually.
and I liked his origin story.
And I
I just
liked it-
didn't like him.
Was it in France?
Yeah.
I liked it being there
It
too.
was, no, yeah, I agree with this little review. That's very one worded, because they don't want to put any criticism. It is gorgeous. This is probably more gorgeous than Syndicate. I think this is the best graphics they've had. It looked great.
Yeah, Syndicate looks kind of weird, but like it's still good, but it's like different.
This game is gorgeous. The setting of France looks great, but the gameplay, the story, and the characters suck.
and the glitches.
and it
like,
glitches. You can't climb up a freaking wall without warping through the wall.
I glitched and my foot got hooked in the air, and then somehow someone who's on the opposite side of the building was shooting at me.
Quick tip, Ubisoft: if your game is unplayable, don't release it, and then release a 50 gigabyte patch to fix it. Release the game after you fix it, and that's why I'm so
I know,
glad that they're taking their time on
I wish
the
I
new
had
one.
more fingers to count how many times their faces disappeared as they're walking.
It's just, I know there's some gamers that don't come into as many glitches as I did and he did, but I came into all of them. Maybe it's just my luck. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm probably, and the only reason I'm giving it this high of a score is because of the graphics. I'm probably going to go with a 2, honestly.
I'm gonna go with a 3. I liked the graphics a lot. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's a,
Also,
it's
you
a
got a
crappy
little
game.
more customization than you do in Syndicate, but...
It's just a crappy game. I
Yeah.
don't customize anyways. I like to
Like,
keep them the
I
way
got
they are.
so bored, like, I didn't have any fun with this game at all. Towards halfway through, I kind of just
Yeah.
stopped playing it for a while. Wait, that one came first, didn't it? This came later.
I want to do that one last though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care. That one's the.
Like, we're going to do the bad one first. So, I think
Not-
Syndicate came first, but
Assassin's Creed Chronicles. I'm not saying this game's bad. It's just not Assassin's Creed.
call it something else, maybe it would be...
See, here's my problem. You can't make a whole different game. Make it look like this on the cover, and make it look like it's gonna be like an actual Assassin's
It's a
Creed
2D
game,
side-scroller where you kill people in boring ways.
and then slap Assassin's Creed on it and call it Assassin's Creed. It's not Assassin's Creed. This is a
Well,
2D
Tyler,
side scroller.
put 3 games in now.
Actually, it's not 2D. It is 3D. Just very cheap 3D graphics.
Yeah, they're like far away. It looks like...
It looks like mobile games.
You know how you look out a plane and like you see people and they look like ants? It's kind of like that, but they're a little bigger. That's what this is. And the cutscenes also, they're just like paper. Like, you
It's
know
just
how-
not. It's not an.
Like, you know, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, how it just kind of shows the pictures for the cutscenes? That's what it does in this. And it's like, after
They wasted.
how many games? Like
They
9
could have just
games?
made a whole new game, and maybe even improved Syndicate. But no, they wasted their time on Chronicles.
Yeah,
that's
actually,
a
this
waste
is
of
worse
time.
than Unity.
This
Like,
is a waste
as
of
a game
time.
itself, I think it's okay, maybe a 5 out of 10. But as Assassin's Creed game, I won't even give it like any number.
I love how like I throw it and I'm like, Assassin's
I mean, I'm
Creed!
like, no, I wouldn't give you any number. Too bad.
I think it's worth. I'd say it's worth about another 3 out of 10. It's what it is, but it's just not an Assassin's Creed game. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I actually installed that one. I don't even remotely.
What's your
like it.
rating?
0. I'm sorry.
0?
I really don't like it at all.
It's just not Assassin's Creed. It's a waste of time. It's paperweight.
What do you give it then?
3 out of 10. It's paperweight. You don't need it.
Well, I like maybe I would give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10 for like as a standalone game, because even then I didn't think it was that fun. But
Ready for a breath of fresh
You're like,
air?
can we just move on? Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Thank God. This was great. This is a good game.
Yeah, and
It's great.
It's not like, you know how sometimes game series will do this thing where they'll change everything completely
Yeah.
and no one will like it,
Right.
or they'll have it be too much alike to where then you won't like it either because you're just playing the same thing again. This is like the perfect combo of like old and new. It's also more modern day.
This
And
game,
I never thought that
one
would
of my
work.
best parts, one of the best parts of it, improved combo action, improved story. Jacob
can
and
play as
Evie
two
are
this
so
time.
well developed. Like for one game, you really connected with them. Like you truly did. I like this game. and I mainly liked because you could switch between Jacob and Evie. Tip: if you're really looking for a lead woman role, it's not there. This is a Jacob game. I do
kind of like. I like all the Evie missions more.
They are great. The Evie missions are great, but Jacob does the main stuff. If you're looking,
I also
even
like
there's
Evie
moments,
more than Jacob. Also,
I do. I think Evie has a little bit more personality than Jacob.
I mean, Jacob says funny stuff, but
yeah,
I don't know.
but Evie just has more of that
seems
personality.
like more like a person.
She seems more like a badass.
Yeah.
He can't say it. I can.
I can say all the naughty words.
I liked this, and I also liked the gang wars were really good.
And the
really
zip
good.
line, the zip line. I think that's what it's called. I freaking love that so much.
The zip line was perfect.
You could get around so easily. I wish that you could do that with all the games. I hate having to walk around and parkour off over.
If there's anything I have to criticize about this game, it is that they didn't change much to the characters.
It kind of feels short to me too. Am I the only
They didn't
about
change
that?
much to the characters. The characters feel the same. They act and look
like-
different, but they feel the same.
They don't feel like they went through any hardships. It feels like,
No.
oh, it's just another day in the, what's their last names? I don't remember their last names, but
Fry.
Yeah, in another day in the Fry family. That's what it felt like to me. It's like,
But I still go back to my first comment. I do think they're really connectable, especially as the story goes on. It's just at
but
the very
also
beginning. They
if
just
you're
feel
not
like
like
an
the
average
biggest
joke.
fan of Assassin's Creed, this is pretty different too. It's not exactly
This
like
is
the
this
other
is a
ones.
bit tougher to control. If you're gonna start out with Assassin's Creed, play Assassin's Creed 2.
And if you want to wear
Two.
the hood, you have to be crouched the whole time. That I don't like either. That annoyed
Or
me.
you can get his top hat.
Yeah, but that doesn't look that cool either.
Why did I just toss it? I love this game. This doesn't deserve a toss. This deserves a very gentle put down. Assassin's Creed Syndicate's great. It's probably the second best game.
Yeah,
It's great.
I would think
it's
so.
perfect. It's a great story. It's not all about vengeance like all the other ones had to be. Doesn't have a terrible ending. I liked it.
Should
I
we
give it a
rank
9
them
out of
now?
10.
Yeah, I give it a
9
9 also, because there is a little bit of flaws.
So unlike the Batman ones where they were all over the place, we're gonna rank these all since they're all in kind of like a specific series.
So, worst, Chronicles, wouldn't you agree? 'Cause it's
I
not
would.
even
I
Assassin's
would.
Creed.
I think it's paperweight.
I just don't like it. I honestly don't like it at all. Do we have to say anything? I don't even. Not
Just
gonna
throw
even
it.
talk.
We get it.
Probably Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations. It's in here, so we're gonna pretend to throw it down.
And then
Black Flag.
I'd go with Black Flag.
I'm sorry. I know everyone wants this to be like the second and third. It's just, I don't know. So, I do like it, but it just feels different. The first one. I
first
think.
one?
Yeah, I would go with the first Assassin's Creed.
I'd go with Brotherhood next. So
Yes, yeah. 'Cause I did really like Brotherhood because it's just a continuation of the second one, but it's not as good.
we still need that for the second game.
We do, don't we? And then putting it back. Okay.
Okay. Then I do.
Bro.
I'd go with 3. I'd go with 3.
This game is so good, but Connor is so boring, and how am I supposed to like him if he don't do anything and he never talks? So
Yeah, I agree.
Shay Cormac is amazing, so Rogue is amazing. So yeah, that's next.
Syndicate, great game, just not quite as good. That was Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah. And then it falls over.
Alright, that's a great way to end it.